Hey guys, today is November 27th. We have the full moon in Gemini. I also believe it's called the Beaver Moon. First thing I want to do is apologize. I know I believe in the last reading that I did, I said I was going to come back on and do a reading for the collective. Things got a little busy. I do remember saying I was going to do a reading for the 22nd because we were in that energy of the 1122 portal. And I said that the energies of that day were going to be extremely intense, which was very true. My mother ended up passing unexpectedly that morning. So in true Candace fashion, she did not disappoint. So I have not been on since then because I've been dealing with that and family members. But with that said, we are going to talk about the full moon. But before I do that, I want to tell you, while I was going through some of my mother's things earlier, just like you guys, I flip through YouTube and follow different readers or listen to different readers. I came across a guy a couple of hours ago who's a reader, and let me tell you, this man spits fire in his readings. If you are someone, now most of you on this particular channel or this page, I don't expect you to go over there and follow him. But for those of you that have questioned the Bible, really studied the story of Lilith, you know about Oshun, maybe you've dabbled in reading the Kabbalah. He does talk about some numerology, not too much astrology, but I will tell you, and he swears more than I do, so I'll just put that out there. He tells the truth like nobody else. If you cannot handle blunt, don't go over to his page. If you are all about that and more, head on over there. I believe, you know what, let me find him. Where's my history? I did subscribe to him. Heal and Reveal. HEAL, capital N, Reveal. And his name is Tony Jenkins. That man is, yeah, unreal. He's good as hell, and I don't even know how long he's had his channel out there, but that man is fire. If you've studied all of that, and I took comparative religion classes in college, and he reminds me of someone that was actually in one of my comparative religion classes. But tells it like it is, and if you understand a lot of that stuff in those I will say original teachings, then yes, he is definitely someone to follow. If you haven't studied a lot of that stuff, you may get lost in some of his readings. I watched the Sagittarius one, and then I started watching other ones. I mean, he had me like, I stopped going through my mother's stuff and sat down and like really watched it. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, if you want a reading like that, that man spits some fire. So go on over there and show him some love. And you guys know I don't normally do shout outs or anything like that with readers because we all have our own style. You may resonate with one more than another. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I always say that, but yeah, if you have studied those things, he's definitely someone to watch. Now getting back to today, the full moon of today being in Gemini. the energies that we're dealing with today and yesterday, you know, a couple days before, a couple days after, today it's at its fullest. We'll still be in these energies for, I'm going to say about 2 more days. Um, it's intense. And I'm seeing where, the energies are combative. Um, you know, so you may be having people around you arguing, you may be having someone, you know, up in your face wanting to argue with you. You may say something and trigger somebody without even realize you're triggering them. Somebody may say something to you without, you know, and they trigger you and you're just like, oh shit, where'd that come from? You know, just if you are not a really effective communicator, I would not at this point in time uh tr- react or try to involve myself in those in that chaos. Just, you know, sometimes it's better to just sit back, think about why things triggered you, because anything that triggers you is something that you need to work on within yourself. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, it's always that they did or he did or she did. It's yes, they may have done, but what is it about you that allowed what they did to trigger you? There's something within you that needs to be healed, because if you didn't have that issue, whatever they did wouldn't trigger you. So with that being said, let's pull some cards, because I'm already almost 7 minutes in and I really didn't mean for the, I don't want this to be really long. I still have some more of her stuff to go through. Alrighty. And I will tell you, she still has not fully crossed over, because that woman has been raising hell in my house for the past couple of days. She did scare the shit out of my sister the other day, I'll tell you. But anyway, okay. What do we have for the collective for the 27th? First card out is well-being. 2 more, please. 2 more, please. 2 more, please. Okay. Second card out is Justice. That's Libra energy. It's also a card of balance. Third card out is Strength. That is Leo energy. I'm being drawn to the butterflies, of course, because that always talks about transformation. And we are in a cycle of transformation. You have to realize we just left the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is the planet of death. Oh shit, yeah. Candace was a Scorpio. Anyway, so it's death and rebirth. So we are in the period now. We left Scorpio, so we're moving into Sagittarius. So this is a time when we really need to reflect and think about what we want to do before we move forward. So, you know, if you want things to balance out for you, this is the time period to really, I'm hearing be still and know. So sometimes, and I've said this plenty of times, the most productive thing you can do is to do nothing, just to sit in the know with spirit. Like, you really need to get your plan together before it's game time. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, it's good to know that you have the strength to overcome. Some of you have to really go within and find your strength. With well-being here, I'm feeling like some of you are not taking care of yourselves. This was a conversation I had with family members the other day. If you don't take care of yourself, who is going to? You know, you can't leave your well-being up to others. It is time for people to really be accountable. It's always time for people to be accountable for their own actions. Um, I don't know, I'm just feeling it stronger today. What cards do we want to use? Let's get some angel energy. I do want to say, with the Justice card being here, with us being in the chaotic energy, don't feel like you have to fight fire with fire, because that only causes more fire. You know, you're only going to, if you don't step back from the situation and really think about what you're doing, and you act or react before thinking about it, you're only going to cause more issues. When emotions are high, intelligence is low. Just keep that in your mind. Messages for the collective. Ooh. Two of Earth. This is another card of balance. It's also a card of juggling. Some of you have too much on your plate. Six of Earth. This is another card of balance. This is a card of reciprocation. What you give out, you should be getting back. If you are in any relationships where you are giving and giving and giving and you're not getting shit back, let it go. It is a card of charity, and we are in, you know, that charitable time of year. King of Water and Queen of Water. So we have a couple here. I'm just feeling like with both of these coming out, I'm not looking at this as being a divine couple. I'm looking at this as being an extremely emotional time. Both of these cards, Queen to me is Pisces, King to me is Cancer. They're both water signs. They're both highly emotional. Pisces is a card of, you know, having psychic abilities. We all have those abilities. You just have to tap into them and develop them. I will say that if you don't get, for some of you, if you don't get your emotions under control, it's going to cause more issues than you already have. Bottom of the deck, we have Five of Air. We have the Ego, Page of Water, and the Moon. We also have the Nine of Water and the Empress. Holy shit. Okay. For those of you that are new here, the bottom of the deck is the subconscious. It's things that are affecting the current situation that we either don't see, or things that are will be coming up. Five of Air is it can represent mistakes that we've made. A lot of times it's, you know, stubbornness. It can be being melodramatic. There's a need to reassess your current situation. You really should be looking at not only the situation from a high level overview, but look at the details. You know, the devil's in the details. We've got the ego here. The ego, speaking speaking of the devil, the ego gets you in so much trouble. Usually with the ego and the devil, you feel a tie to things that you don't feel you can break away from. This is with the Five of Air and the ego being here, it's really a time to reassess how you got into the situation that you're currently dealing with. And you have to realize that you're the one that got you there. Nobody else got you there. You got there. At any point in time, you are where you are based on the decisions that you've made. A lot of people don't like to accept that, but you're the one that puts yourself there, and you're the only one that can get you out. We have the Page of Water. That is usually to me represents an apology. Right now in this particular reading, what I'm getting off of that is, you know how to get yourself out of the situation. You know what you need to do to move forward. You know the game plan that you need to put into effect. And the moon is all about your intuition, but it's also about illusions and fears. What I'm hearing is whatever happens in the dark comes to light. If you've been sneaky or grimy, that shit is going to come out. And you have to realize that it's your own actions that got you into trouble, and it's your own actions that are going to get you out. Nine of Water, this is wishes granted, and the Empress. This is a card of creation. She's a card of a new cycle, new projects, could be children coming in. It is abundance, but it is action toward abundance. Your wishes aren't going to be granted unless you take action, and it has to be intended action in order for you to get to where you want to be. I'm going to get some clarification on the King and Queen. I just feel there's a huge need for balance with the Justice being here and the Two of Earth and the Six of Earth. King and Queen of Water, please. King and Queen of Water, why are they here? Ace of Cups. Okay, some of you may have love coming in. Although to me today, I'm hearing my cup runneth over, and I'm looking at the water coming out of the cup, and it's more tears. They could be tears of happiness, but I'm also being drawn to the lotus flowers on the bottom of the card. So some of you have gotten your, let's see, the lotus flowers on the bottom. The lotus flowers, and I've said this before, they grow in the dark. They grow in, muddy waters. It's when we are alone that we grow the most. So don't think of yourself as being as being buried. Think of yourself as being planted. It's at that time that you grow the most and you learn the most about yourself. One more, please. You also need to feel it to heal it. That's something that I always say. And that's what I'm feeling with both the King and Queen of Water coming out. With the Ace of Cups and the Hanged Man, it's time for you to look at things from a different perspective. Some of you are getting ready to have a light bulb moment if you haven't already. Two of Earth, please. If you have not already had that light bulb moment, it's coming. It's coming. And for some of you, it's going to be a Tower moment. Two of Earth, you've got the Magician. I always say this, you have what it needs. Bottom of the deck, Archangel Michael, Temperance. It's another card of balance. You have whatever you need in order to create the life that you desire and deserve. It's up to you to take the action. So if you're juggling too much, let some of it go. Put some of it down. Six of Earth, please. It's too many. Six of Earth. Too many. One, please, for the Six of Earth. Some of you are too generous, not only with your money, but with your energy. We've got the World. This is the completion. The completion of a cycle. It's not just the completion of one cycle. It's the beginning of a new cycle. But yeah, things are ending. and things are beginning. Now, the question is, are you going to move into a new cycle with new things, or are you going to, I'm being drawn to the infinity sign here. Are you going to go through the same old shit in a new cycle? You know, it's time to make that decision and take the steps that are needed. Otherwise, some of you continue to make the same choices. What the hell was the name of that book? Something dance. The dance of... Oh, crap. I can't think of it. I'll have to look for it. Basically, it talks about dysfunctional relationships. And until you make the changes, nothing's going to change. You're going to keep going through the same dance. You and whoever else you're dealing with are going to continue the same cycle over and over and over again. When you make new choices, then you change. And if you make a step that's not within that dance, it forces the other person to change their steps if they're going to still deal with you. This was not what I was expecting to come out, but okay. Let me grab an angel card and end it. All right, today's card is Beyond Limitations. Today, I exceed my own expectations. I open my consciousness to the infinite. There are no limitations. There is no end. Everything is unfolding in a continuous now. Therefore, I open my thoughts toward a broader horizon. I look beyond my perception of reality, beyond all barriers created from my own beliefs and fears. I am now open to new possibilities. Beyond limitations. All right, my dears. Those are the messages for today. Have a blessed day, and always remember, Spirit has your back. Thank you.